guys? Welcome to Mikey Yourself, and today is Review Wednesday. Today we're gonna take another look at the LED hand controls that we installed on the 17 Road Glide. And as you know, sometimes they do right at night, especially right now. It gets dark pretty early, so by the time I'm off of work, the sun's already down. Now that's going to be changing here pretty soon, but you know, regardless, it's going to happen every year. So having these hand controls makes my life a little bit easier because you know, I was having challenges with the number of switches that are on these things. So you know, going from my 95 Fat Boy to this bike was night and day. And yeah, so I went from having like 3 switches per hand control or whatever to like 6 buttons on the left and 6 on the right. So essentially doubled the number of options. And this was my first bagger that I had bought like this, with all the like cool add-ons or whatever. So yeah, it was just interesting. And you know, the most embarrassing thing I did was I was actually leaving the parking lot at a Claim Jumpers, and that's probably something you don't hear every day on YouTube. So anyhow, I was leaving the parking lot and I went to hit my headlight button, ended up hitting my horn instead. So of course everybody in the area starts looking around at me like I'm some kind of knucklehead. And to be honest, for hitting my horn instead of dealing with my flasher, I am a knucklehead. Like that's silly. But yeah, so that was one of the things that helped me confirm, like, I need some other option. And after I did some research, I did find that Harley sold these, and like I said, you know, they were a little bit pricey for being hand controls, right? Like, but yeah, unfortunately I'm not aware of, and I did some research, but I didn't see anybody else who made them. So you know, I ended up having to go the Harley route, and they're pricey. But that's the same with all of their stuff, right? Any of the parts and pieces you buy straight from HD are going to be about as pricey as you can get. So now that I've had them on for a bit, and I've ridden out a couple of times in the dark, I've got to say they're worthwhile, right? And what I mean by worthwhile is I love having them. Now I will tell you, for the price, that's a tough one. Like, I wouldn't feel good about telling anybody that they were worth the money, just because of their pricing. It's just, I don't know, it's kind of obscene. I really wish somebody else would make them aftermarket, and if they do, then get those. I would definitely not recommend these ones just because of how pricey they are, unless you get them like some other way. Maybe you're using your bonus points from your credit card or whatever, then have at it, because ultimately it's kind of like money you would have spent anyways. So you just get that extra bonus, right? So yeah, so I mean, again, they look great. I love how they light up. And the only thing that I don't understand is why I kind of wish the tips lit up on these lower ones, but I mean, it's not that big a deal. It would be kind of cool. It would have been nice, like, for the money. They definitely could have made that happen. As you saw, the installation wasn't a problem. That was pretty easy to do. That wasn't bad. And yeah, so like I said, I'm enjoying them. I think they're a great product, and if somebody can make them for less, then they would definitely be worth the money for sure, especially if you ride in dark areas frequently. So I hope you enjoyed this review. Again, the quality of the product is great. It's Harley Davidson branded, so yeah, they're not gonna cheap out too much. Not to say they never do, but not too much. So the quality of the product is great. Course fitment is great. They make it for their bikes, so it's gonna be as good as it can get. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you got value out of this. If you did, hit that thumbs up. If you enjoy my content, become a subscriber. Really would like to have you join our community. You know, subscribing is absolutely free on YouTube, so it costs you nothing to do, and it supports me a whole bunch. And if you don't want to miss out on that next video, hit the notification bell. That way you get that notice to say, hey, the new Mike It Yourself video is posted. And until that next video, I hope to see you in the win.